17-year-old signs a $50,000 car loan. The next day, they change their mind. Legally, can they just walk away? Shockingly, the answer is often yes. In the next 2 minutes, I'll tell you why age matters in contracts and some surprising exceptions that can still trap minors. The general rule, shocking as it is, minors are allowed to void contracts. Anyone under 18 can disaffirm most contracts. They do have to trade back. They can't keep the car and get rid of the loan. They've got to give back the car, and then they can also disaffirm the loan. The purpose of this rule is to protect kids from bad choices and from predatory adults. There are, however, a few exceptions that we need to know. First, the minor has to act quickly. Once they turn 18 or shortly before, they've got to disaffirm the contract. If they wait too long to disaffirm after they turn 18, the contract will be considered ratified and enforceable. Also, certain types of contracts cannot be disaffirmed. The most important category here are necessaries. These are things like food, shelter, medical care. Those contracts are enforceable even when entered into by a minor. Second type of exception is for court-approved contracts. These are important kinds of contracts for people like child actors or athletes, and those contracts, once they're approved by a court, cannot be disaffirmed. Last category of exception, emancipated minors. These are minors who receive the court's permission to take care of themselves as though they were adults. And because they asked the court's permission and got it, they're stuck acting like adults with contracts as well. So they cannot disaffirm the contracts. Can't have it both ways. There's some interesting real-world implications for this rule, like the fact that car dealers often require adult co-signers when minors are buying a car. Also, what about those injury waivers for sports that we've all signed? Well, it turns out if the minor is the only person who signed the waiver is not enforceable. What if they ask the parent to sign? In a majority of states, the parent signing makes no difference. Parents cannot waive negligence claims on behalf of their kids. But there are about a dozen states, including my home state of California, where the parent signature is binding. So to sum up, minors can void most contracts, but they have to watch out for contracts for necessaries or court-affirmed contracts, and they've got to make sure they disaffirm quickly once they turn 18 or before. What contracts would you have voided when you were a teen? Comment below and follow for contracts that actually make sense.